Picture this: could your dinner plate be the sneaky thief robbing you of sleep after 60? Just ask Janet, a grandma who swore her pasta and wine nights were harmless, until she found herself wrestling with her sheets till dawn. I blamed my age, she confessed to Dr. Carter. Exhaustion etched under her eyes. Like so many of us over 60, Janet had no clue her evening eats were zapping her rest and her wellness. Today, we're exposing 3 sneaky dinner slip-ups that look harmless but can rattle your sleep, crank up your stress, and even ding your heart. Stick around. The next few minutes could recharge your nights and light up your golden years. Before we jump in, drop your city in the comments, and smack that like button and subscribe for game-changing health tips to shield you or your loved ones. 1. Heavy, rich meals. These days, heavy dinners are a habit for many seniors. After a long day, most reach for creamy casseroles, cheesy pizzas, or hearty meat and potato plates because they're comforting and filling. But here's the truth: these rich meals could be wrecking your sleep after 60. Meet Frank, age 67. His go-to dinner? A big serving of lasagna with extra cheese. It was my reward after a busy day, he says. But then his doctor pointed out how restless his nights had become. Why are heavy dinners so bad for older adults? Dr. Carter, a sleep and nutrition expert, explains it simply: they're loaded with fats and calories that take hours to digest. After 60, your metabolism slows, so your body struggles more at night. What didn't keep you up at 40 can leave you staring at the ceiling now. Let's break it down. That cheesy casserole? It could sit in your stomach for 4 to 6 hours, keeping your digestive system working overtime when it should be resting. If you've got acid reflux, a common issue after 60, those rich foods can make it worse, waking you up with heartburn. Here's something many seniors don't know: after 60, your sleep cycles get shorter and more fragile. A heavy meal raises your body temperature and ramps up your heart rate, making it harder to fall into deep, restorative sleep. Dr. Carter sees this all the time. My patients tell me they wake up exhausted, even after 8 hours. He says, there's more: those late-night digestion marathons can increase inflammation, leaving you groggy and achy the next day. But what about quick, heavy options like frozen dinners? Many seniors grab them for convenience, thinking they're harmless. Dr. Carter warns, they're often packed with sodium and unhealthy fats. Your sleep pays the price. Take those microwave lasagnas. Some have over 800 milligrams of sodium in one serving. That's a recipe for puffy eyes and restless legs by midnight. The good news? You can still enjoy a satisfying dinner without the overload. Instead of a creamy pasta dish, try grilled chicken with steamed veggies. Swap that greasy pizza for a whole-grain pita with hummus and fresh toppings. Just ask Susan, age 64. I thought light dinners would leave me hungry, she says. Now I roast veggies and a small piece of fish. It's easy, and I sleep like a baby. After 3 months, she's waking up refreshed, with no more 3 a.m. wake-ups. What about convenience? Many seniors worry lighter meals mean more kitchen time. Tom, age 70, figured it out. I cook extra chicken on Sunday and pair it with pre-washed greens during the week. It's fast, and I feel great. Dr. Carter suggests keeping it simple. A little prep goes a long way. Stock your fridge with lean proteins and veggies for quick assembly. His patients who lighten up dinner report deeper sleep, less stiffness, and more morning energy. Tell me in the comments, what heavy dinner food do you find hardest to let go of? Let's find healthier swaps together. 2. Sugary desserts. Now, let's talk about the second dinner danger seniors often overlook: sugary desserts. You might think a little ice cream or pie after dinner is a harmless treat, but after 60, it could be turning your nights into a roller coaster. Linda, age 69, learned this the hard way. I'd have a bowl of chocolate ice cream every night, she says. Then I'd wake up at 2 a.m., wired and sweaty. It wasn't until Dr. Carter ran some tests that she connected the dots. Why does sugar mess with sleep after 60? Dr. Carter breaks it down. Your body's ability to handle sugar drops with age. That late night sugar spike sends your system into overdrive when it should be winding down. Picture this: within 30 minutes of eating that dessert, your blood sugar surges. Your pancreas scrambles to pump out insulin. But it's less efficient now. The result? A crash a few hours later that jolts you awake. Heart racing. Here's the kicker: many light desserts are just as bad. That low-fat yogurt with fruit syrup? It's got more sugar per serving than a candy bar. Even a glass of sweet tea or fruit juice with dinner can pack enough sugar to disrupt your sleep. Dr. Carter shows his patients the math. A typical dessert can have 30 grams of sugar. Enough to throw off your sleep hormones like melatonin. The fallout goes beyond restless nights. Those sugar spikes stress your heart and increase inflammation, which can worsen joint pain or foggy thinking the next day. I see patients who feel 10 years older because of this cycle. Dr. Carter says, but there's hope. You can still satisfy your sweet tooth without the chaos. Try a handful of berries with a dollop of plain Greek yogurt. Natural sweetness with fiber to slow the sugar hit. Or sprinkle cinnamon on sliced apples for a cozy, sleep-friendly treat. Mike, age 66, made the switch. I swapped by for baked pears with nuts. He says, I don't miss the sugar highs. Or the crashes. Dr. Carter's tip: look for natural sweetness paired with protein or healthy fats. It keeps you stable. After a month, Mike's falling asleep faster and staying asleep longer. Share in the comments, what's your go-to dessert after dinner? And how might you tweak it for better sleep? 3. Late night eating. Finally, let's tackle the third dinner mistake that's quietly ruining your rest: eating too late. For many seniors, dinner creeps closer to bedtime. Maybe it's a busy schedule or a habit of snacking while watching TV. David, age 73, was a late eater. I'd have a sandwich and chips around 9 p.m., he says. Then I'd lie awake, feeling bloated. Like many, he didn't see the link until Dr. Carter stepped in. Why is late eating a problem after 60? Your digestion slows at night. And so does your sleep prep. Dr. Carter explains, eating close to bed keeps your body busy when it should be shutting down. After 60, your circadian rhythm, your body's sleep clock, gets pickier. A late meal can delay melatonin production, leaving you wide awake when you should be drowsy. Let's look at the timing: eat at 8 p.m. and hit the sack at 10 p.m. That's only 2 hours for digestion. Way too short for most meals. Heavy or not, food in your stomach triggers acid production and blood flow, signaling work mode to your brain. For seniors with weaker digestion, this can mean bloating, reflux, or even nightmares. My patients who eat late often wake up unrested. Dr. Carter says, the fix is simpler than you think: shift dinner earlier. Aim to finish eating 3 hours before bed. Carol, age 68, tried it. I moved dinner to 6 p.m. instead of 8:30. She says, now I fall asleep easily and wake up clearer. Can't eat that early? Keep it light, like a small salad or a handful of nuts. Dr. Carter's rule: the later you eat, the lighter it should be. Small changes pay off big. Patients who adjust their timing report falling asleep faster, fewer wake-ups, and sharper mornings. I didn't realize how much better I'd feel. David shares after 2 weeks. Start tonight. Push dinner back 30 minutes and see how you feel. Which of these dinner habits surprised you most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's support each other for better nights. 4. Caffeine afternoon. Now, let's uncover a fourth dinner danger that's sneaking into your evenings: caffeine afternoon. You might think a cup of coffee with dessert or a soda with dinner is no big deal. But for seniors over 60, it could be the hidden culprit keeping you awake. Take Ellen, age 71. She loved her after-dinner decaf latte. Or so she thought. I'd sip it while watching my shows, she says. Then I'd lie in bed, wide awake until 1 a.m. It wasn't until Dr. Carter asked about her habits that she realized even decaf wasn't safe. Why does caffeine hit harder after 60? Dr. Carter explains, your liver slows down with age. So it takes longer to clear caffeine from your system. What used to wear off by bedtime now lingers all night. Let's break it down. A regular coffee at 3 p.m. can still have half its caffeine buzzing in your blood 8 hours later. Even decaf isn't caffeine-free. It's got about 2 to 15 milligrams per cup. And that adds up if you're sensitive. After 60, your brain gets pickier about stimulants. And even a little can disrupt your sleep hormones. Here's something many seniors miss: caffeine hides in more than just coffee. That iced tea with dinner? Up to 50 milligrams of caffeine. A chocolate dessert? Another 20 milligrams. Dr. Carter sees this surprise in his patients all the time. They don't connect that evening cola or dark chocolate square to their restless nights. He says, the result? You're wired when you should be winding down. And your sleep quality tanks. Less depressed. More waking up groggy. The long-term stakes are real. Poor sleep from caffeine boosts stress hormones, which can spike your blood pressure and tire out your heart. I've had patients feel jittery all day without knowing why. Dr. Carter adds. But here's the good news, you don't have to ditch your evening rituals entirely. Swap that coffee for herbal tea, chamomile or peppermint. No caffeine at all. Craving chocolate? Try a small piece before noon instead. Ellen found her fix. I switched to warm milk with a dash of cinnamon after dinner. It's soothing. And I'm out like a light. What about cutting back slowly? Dr. Carter suggests, if you're a caffeine lover, move it earlier. Nothing after 2 p.m. your body will adjust. His patients who ditch late caffeine report falling asleep faster, dreaming more, and waking up sharper. I didn't realize how much clearer my mornings could be. Ellen shares after a month. Tell me in the comments, what's your favorite caffeinated treat? And how late do you have it? Let's brainstorm sleep-friendly alternatives together. We've uncovered 4 dinner habits that could be silently stealing your sleep after 60, heavy, rich meals that overwork your system, sugary desserts that spike and crash your energy, late-night eating that throws off your rest, and caffeine afternoon that keeps you wired. But here's the best part, tweaking your dinner doesn't mean giving up comfort or flavor. Start small. Swap one heavy dish for a lighter option. Trade sugar for natural sweetness. Eat a bit earlier. Or switch that coffee for herbal tea. Your future self will thank you with deeper sleep, brighter mornings, and more vitality in your golden years.